Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Tofu here, bringing you guys another Kingdom Hearts Eating Cross video. And today I'm going to be talking about the Melody of Memory Axel banner and whether you guys should pull on it or not. And I'm also going to be going over my raid setup, as it is raid week, and just going over it and explaining why I have things where they are, and just killing a boss with it once. So, let's get into it. We got the Supernova plus Melody of Memory Axel. What does he do? So he does 5 hits, 2 turns, power metal shrink by 7,000, strength reverse and power shrink by 15, defense reverse and power defense down by 15, count plus 1, critical hit chance 50%, pierces defense boost 30% of the time, costs 4 gauges, is a tier 10 metal, and has a damage output of 84.07 to 96.68 if the critical actually activates. Then for its Supernova, we got 2 turns, power metal shrink by 8,000, buffs and debuffs, and count plus 0. So this is more of a PvP oriented medal, as it is a 2-turn buffer, so you won't really be using this for damage. You would be using this in your 2-turn buffing setups in PvP to buff your power medals only. And yeah, it does come in 10 pull mercy. Thankfully this is not a mixed mercy if you guys are wanting to pull for this, but unless you guys need a power medal that does 2-turn buffs for your PvP setups, or maybe for clearing content, then I would just hold off on this medal for now, because 30,000 for a PvP buffer, at least in my opinion, is not really worth it. And as you can see, I've stacked up quite a few jewels up there. I'm just waiting for the 5th or 6th anniversary that's coming in about a month or two, so yeah, just being patient for that. But yeah, honestly guys, this medal is not the best, as it does 2-turn buffs, and only pierces defense boost on its special attack and not its Supernova, so it's not even that usable as a main primary damage dealer in PvP, more as a secondary buffer. So yeah, I highly recommend just not pulling for this banner, even though it is a 10 pull mercy, not mixed mercy, which I really like, but yeah, don't really like the medal, so don't pull for it. Let's move on to my raid setup now. Alright guys, so I have a raid boss loaded up. This is my own raid boss. I've been raiding quite a bit with my party, as you can see. They're spawning bosses right now. But yeah, this is my raid setup right here. So in first slot we have my Tofu. She's just a great copy medal, as she does plus 2,000 attack to the next medal. It copies and is also 0 gauge, so that's nice. And then we have my Sephiroth. He's just here for buffs. He doesn't really do damage. Yeah. So he does 12,000 metal strength. That's 14,000 per cast for Tofu, so that buffs it up a lot. Then we have my Keyart 3. He has extra attack 120 and all 40%, just because I don't have VIP or have access to trait medals for this medal. So yeah, he's just a great buffer-ish damage dealing medal. As you can see, 10,000 speed strength and I think 12,000 metal strength for his Supernova, yeah. But Supernovas aren't really important because I don't need to use Supernovas for this setup. And then here we have KH2 Sora and Riku. He's also a great damage dealing medal for me. Straight 40s and 120 extra attack. Yeah, nothing much to say there. Then we have my KH3 Illustrated Sora, 50-50, 50-50, and 40. That was where the extra attack was before, but then I got an extra attack 120 with the pet campaign, so that was really nice. He's probably one of my favorite medals for raiding as of now. And then in pet slot we also have another Sora with 100% damage in raids, also from that pet trading campaign. So yeah, this setup consists of a lot of buffers, as well as ignored all attributes medals, as these 4 medals. And then for my friend, I bring in Orm Sorma. If I use one Supernova, then I don't need to use them at all. However, if I don't use any Supernovas, it takes the whole Keyblade of double casts to kill this boss. So this is the epic boss, and it is pretty tough to beat, but yeah. What you guys want to do is just buff up insanely, because the first few medals won't do any damage, and then, yeah, up to a certain point, then your medals will start doing damage. And you just want to keep buffing up as much as you can for strength buffs, because that's the main way that you're going to deal damage to this boss, as well as having those damage and raid traits and extra attack 120s if possible. So I'm not going to pop any Supernovas off here. I'm just going to show to you guys that I can beat this without Supernovas. And there we have it. So yeah guys, recommendation is just to buff up your setup like a bunch, and have a bunch of raid traits and extra attack traits as well on your medals. Using Supernovas is fine as well, but it is a bit tedious and annoying to just go ahead and manually activate them all. So I do understand that. I'll just show one with supernovas this time. I'll be right back as I spawn the boss. Alright, this time I'm going to be using one supernova. I'm going to be using Sephiroth supernova because it does do that 14,000. Oh, never mind. Use that nominate supernova. Usually the Sephiroth supernova is better because it does that plus 2,000 over nominates, but nominates just works just fine. So I think that using one supernova is actually faster than having double cast on the friend metal Sephiroth. And it's just better in general because I don't have to waste 3 or 2 animations going through those special attacks. So it gives me the exact same amount of luck since the supernova did 1 damage, and yeah. So using supernovas is not actually that bad. It's just whether or not you have the willpower to go through and activate those supernovas within the battle. It can be a bit tedious and annoying, so I get that. But I do think it is faster to do that. So yeah, that's my setup. Hopefully you learned a thing or two, and yeah, that Melody of Memory Axel, decent PvP buffer, but overall not worth it for 30,000 jewels. And yeah, that's gonna be the video for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button and sub to the channel. Helps me out pretty greatly. And yeah, until next time, guys, have a great day and peace.